Hey guys, it's Larry. Kamala Harris was in San Francisco. She gave a speech to that APEC conference, the conference that brought that Chinese dictator to town who finally motivated the city to clean up the sidewalks and the streets, no more criminal vagrants living on the sidewalks, no more urination, defecation, no more human debris there on the streets. Yeah, it's great. No, not communist dictator Gavin Newsom. No, I mean Xi Jinping, the guy from China. Yeah. Anyway, Kamala Harris giving this speech, and I got to tell you, you got to see this part of it. It's iconic. It's brilliant. It's like mesmerizing.
Innovation is about our ability to see what can be, unburdened by what has been.
Oh, I mean, come on. Brilliant. I mean, it's right up there with ask not what your country can do for you. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. Tear down this wall. And the hand gestures, poetic. What can be, unburdened by what has been. Brilliant. Amazing. Now, you may be watching this thinking to yourself, wow, that's iconic. It's fantastic. It's so memorable. I feel like I've seen that before. And, well, you have. Our friends over at RNC Research did a little digging, and apparently this isn't the first time Vice President Harris has used this phrase. It's also not the second time or the third time. It's not even the 20th time.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. What can 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 be unburdened by what has been. What we can see, what we believe can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. Who we can be, unburdened by who we have been. What can be unburdened by what has been. Where we can be, unburdened by where we have been, and unburdened by where we are right now. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What could be unburdened by what had been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be.
Yeah, I'm going to let you keep going there. It's just going to keep rolling. Don't worry. We've got plenty of time to get back to it. It's all the same thing, as you can see, with the hand gesture. I think part of my favorite aspect of this little snippet that we hear endlessly from Kamala Harris is the smug look on her face. Like she's just come up with this brilliant thought, this brilliant idea. Look at her face. Just look at her. I'm so proud of what I say. And it's almost like she needs to do the hand gesture just to remind herself what the line is. And I do like the one with the mask. It's always nice to not be burdened by what has been when you're wearing a face diaper. Okay, should we just check to make sure that she's getting her lines right? Let's do that.
Can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be. What should be.
Ooh.
Unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
It makes you miss the Venn diagrams, doesn't it? It makes you pine for the good old days when she just blithers on and on about Venn diagrams. This really does shed light on the fact that they had to hire child actors to pretend they liked her. Remember that? That she was doing some video about space and science and education, and they couldn't just get kids in to listen to her talk about space because they would have gone nuts. It actually would have been child abuse. They would have had to call the authorities. No, instead they hired actors to pretend like they enjoyed listening to her talk. Is she still going?
Burdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. That can be unburdened by what has been. There are those who are unable to see what can be. But there are many more who are able to see what can be unburdened by what has been.
Ooh. kind of mixed it up a little there at the end, and I appreciate that. You want a little variety in your oft repeated tired tropes that you throw out there that the left just eats up. Democrats dig this stuff. This is the Obamification of politics. This is what it takes to be a great leader. Just, read the right lines and look the right way, and you're a hero. I'm going to put you on Mount Rushmore. Once again, just a day ago in San Francisco, acting like it's brand new, acting like she just unwrapped it and took it off the shelf, acting like she came up with it all by herself.
Innovation is about our ability to see what can be, unburdened by what has been.
There are a lot of voters in this country right now who are imagining the presidential election in 2024, and we have a vision of what can be, and we can't wait to be unburdened by what has been. I think that we're all going to look back years from now on a couple of things that we're going through right now, and we're going to realize how fortunate we all have been to live at a time when this person, this incredible intellect, was just one fragile 80-year-old faint heartbeat away from the presidency. And the more you think about it, the more I'm quite sure that historians will record forevermore Joe Biden's single greatest, most brilliant decision in his entire long, mediocre political life. Picking this idiot as his vice president is the greatest insurance policy against impeachment that this man could ever come up with.